Tonight we're talking booze and apps with April from Gluten is My Bitch. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to GFree and Happy Show that happens every Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Kathy, your host, and I've been GFree since 2009, and I thought this would be a fun way to get to know the gluten-free community and to get the word out about gluten-free lifestyle. So this is going to be a fun night tonight. We have April with Gluten is My Bitch blog. I don't think I've ever said that word so many times since I've booked her. I want all of you to log on to that website, and it's on the lower part of the screen here, because I have not found a better blog than hers, April's, because she puts a really good story behind it, but a G-free story kind of about her lifestyle. And that's hopefully what I'll be doing too with mine as I go along, because I do a blog too. But she's my mentor, or whatever you want to say. She's actually a writer. She has a book coming out. We'll talk to her in a few minutes, as she makes some great appetizers that are G-free and some wonderful, and I should get mine out, cocktails. So she'll be out in a couple minutes, but I just want to tell you that I have news that I have a Facebook page, woohoo, that I'd like everybody to check out and like if you feel like you want to do that. And it's just G-free and Happy. So please get on Facebook. I'll have it on my gfreeandhappy.com here very soon. I don't think I have that badge up yet. But that's my big news. I started a Facebook page today. Yay! So without further ado, let's get into talking with April from Gluten is My Bitch, which I have to ask how she got that name, which is amazing. Also, she's going to tell us a little bit about herself and this wonderful book coming out. So, April, hello. I mean, look at this. This is so cool.
Hello. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you, April. This is so much fun. And why don't you tell me, how did you get this name, by the way, too? I mean, it's perfect, because that's what I think every time I even hear the word gluten.
It's funny, because I'm actually someone who wasn't really comfortable with using that word either, even though you may not be able to tell that by my website, but because it flows very freely now. I was getting really sick, like so many celiacs do. I didn't know what was going on, and then I was diagnosed in January of 2011, so just almost 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I, learned about what was going on with me, I was like, "Are you crazy? What is this? This is the most insane thing I've ever heard of. Like, all of a sudden, I can't eat bread and pasta and cake and cupcakes." And I was, I'm a writer. That's what I do for a living. And I was irritated, to say the least. And I just thought this seemed like a nice, aggressive title for a blog to sort of just talk about like what I was thinking, what I was going through. And at the same time, it just occurred to me that since I was being told no to everything that I loved before, that I was going to say yes and be like, screw you, gluten, this is what I'm doing, and it's awesome. And that's how it all came together almost 2 years ago.
And that's funny, only 2 years ago, but that's why I like you so much, the way you said that just now, because that's exactly, you get so frustrated with the gluten stuff, the whole, okay, now what do I do kind of thing. But I was curious, when you were diagnosed, were you diagnosed with a doctor, or just I self-diagnosed myself?
Yeah, no, I probably never would have self-diagnosed, because I would just be like, I don't know why I'm getting sick when I eat spaghetti. I'm just going to keep eating it because it's delicious. So luckily, I wound up in an emergency room. I got really sick really fast, which was good for somebody like me who would ignore things. And so went to the emergency room and then was told, I had to see a GI doctor immediately. And the GI doctor ran the TTG, and then I did the biopsy, the endoscopy biopsy. So it was like, yeah, there's nothing down there with your villi. It's gone. This is what it is. That's the deal. So it was it was pretty serious, and it was shocking because I've always been a big eater. I've always been I lived in Texas, and I ate Tex-Mex and barbecue 24/7. And I never had stomach issues, and I was like, what is going on? So, yeah, I found out what was going on.
Well, and I went to the emergency room, but my doctors would say, I don't know what's wrong with you. Take some Prilosec, and you should feel better soon. Or maybe low-fat diet. I don't know. So that's why I had to kind of figure it out myself.
Yeah, I feel like that's more common. I think mine, I was, really, I was lucky that I got so violently ill so quickly that I got the diagnosis really quickly.
Yeah.
If one wants to call that luck, then I was very lucky. Yeah.
So did the blog come first or did your book come first?
The blog, yeah. I started my blog about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, and then probably about 6 months in or so, I started speaking with agents, and it was great timing. As you know, gluten is very hot. It's a very hot topic.
Yes, it is.
I was shocked at how quickly, I was finding things gluten-free in restaurants and in grocery store. I mean, I couldn't believe how quickly things started happening after, I knew what was going on with me. And it was just, it was good timing. My illness has been great timing.
I know. Could you imagine people that were gluten-free before? Like 2009, they just started kind of bringing out some big products.
No, I mean, I've never heard of it. I never even knew what it was. And then all of a sudden it was everywhere. I feel so bad for people who just had to struggle through eating rice all the time, or, whatever.
I don't even know how and I'll have to interview somebody to hear how they survived those years.
Sounds horrifying. Totally awful.
If we all went to Gluten is my bitch. I recommend it because she has, Tracy, can you bring up some of the beautiful pictures too? She's got this one. Actually, that dip right there is what I made, and she's making both those things. But adding the lemon to that dip was amazing. And then that's how I got this idea for the show. Is actually I stole her. Okay, that's enough because then I'll talk about that one too. But I stole her blog name. It was Booze and Apps. And you had the pretzels dipped in what? White chocolate? Was that it?
Yeah, it was white chocolate and then rolled in crunched up peppermint.
Yeah, with another drink.
With and that was the Sazerac?
With a lemon twist in it.
Yes, with the lemon twist. Yes, that was a great tree trimming snack and cocktail.
Yeah, all you have to do is go to her site and find some really fun, not the type that you have to bake for hours and stuff. You can do this easily. That's why I like her too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I definitely wanted to get good stuff in me fast and easy because I'm not, I'm a writer. I'm not a chef. I'm a home cook. I'm not a professional. So it was definitely born out of necessity and my skill level.
Yeah, and I'm sure you connect with lots of people like me too. So let's get started. What do you want to start with?
Well, I think we should start with dessert first because why not? We can't have gluten, so we might as well do whatever we want,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And that is kind of for me, for the holidays especially, the first holiday I had going gluten-free, I was like, how am I going to eat anything at a party? How am I going to eat appetizers or sweets or, anything? So I have a favorite dessert of the year called it's a gluten-free pretzel, chocolate peanut butter Buckeye pretzel. It's kind of loosely based on the Ohio Buckeyes, which are this creamy peanut butter goodness wrapped in chocolate. Only now you put them between two gluten-free pretzels, and it's even better. So luckily, gluten-free pretzels are amazing, and these are...
they are good.
I don't know if you can see these. These are the Glutino, which I love. Pretzels. I'm not on their payroll, but they just happen to have great gluten-free pretzels. And it's pretty simple. You mix up peanut butter and a couple of sugars and butter, and there's nothing better than that, into little balls. And then you take the little ball and place them in your pretzel, one half of a pretzel. just like so. Very easy, even for people like
Oh,
me.
sorry.
Super easy.
I have a camera in front of my screen, so I can't see. I'm
Yes.
reaching around.
Okay. It's very easy, and then you just plop, the other pretzel atop your peanut butter goodness. These are so good. I took these to a party. I think one of my the post was about what you take to a party when you're gluten free.
And I think that's a great idea. So keep going. It's you put those pretzels on top of that.
Yeah, pretzels on top, and then
Okay.
you dip it into it's just melted chocolate chips. You can get fancy, or you can just melt chocolate chips. Bring the
Oh, that looks
around
good.
on one side, put it back down on parchment paper. I'm just doing a couple here, but you can get a cookie sheet, cover it with parchment paper, wax paper, whatever you have. Put them on. Woo! Get chocolate.
I'm gonna make these this week, and boy, that looks really good. Could you just like hand me one, please?
And I'll get chocolate all over you. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Um, they go fast. They're definitely a great snack for anybody. Like I said, I took them and nobody was gluten free but me. So then you just throw them in the freezer for half an hour, and they make a ton. Here's only like half of the whole recipe.
Oh,
This is about
wow.
half of it. I have the
Half
rest.
of them?
Yeah,
Really?
it makes so many, so many. But they don't last very long because they are so incredibly delicious. Like my kids are in the other room right now, just waiting for this to be over. Yeah,
To get
like
some, yeah.
after mommy's. Yeah, so they're totally delicious. So that's one of my favorite things to make. Period. But it's
And that's
especially
good to take to a party. So you have something to eat too, and you really enjoy it.
yes, because we do. I mean, you can bring your own crackers with you and chow down on cheese, and I do that all the time. But it's nice to have a little something extra special, I think, for me.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so now let's talk about the booze.
Let's talk about the booze. And really fast, if you're on chat tonight, please chat in, introduce yourself, say hi to April and myself. And okay, so let's get going back on that alcohol part, the booze
Yeah.
part.
Yes, the booze. As most people know, you can't drink beer anymore, so you've got to. Well, you can just about drink everything else. So I don't know. It's not that big of a deal if you're not a beer drinker, but you can drink champagne and you can drink as much as you want within, your own personal boundaries.
I was telling April that I tried this out over the weekend with my daughter, and I have to, and my husband has, my producer has alcohol free tonight. You can make it with apple cider and it tastes yummy too. But I drank quite a bit of this over the weekend because it was so yummy. It's just an extra little treat too.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's something actually, before I was gluten free, my husband actually invented. Woo!
Woo!
Oh,
Hey, that turned out great.
that was good.
Cheers.
Cheers. Because he actually doesn't like champagne at all, and I do like it. And so we were having a brunch, and he was like, "What can I do to the champagne to drink it?" And so he came up with this idea of mixing pomegranate juice, but we kind of like the palm, wonderful, and orangina. Instead of like your typical orange juice and champagne, it sort of gave this extra kick, and it's really good. It really looks festive. You put about a cup in. I'm just gonna eyeball it here.
And we'll have the recipes on the websites too, so
Great.
everybody could see. And let's see how that's a beautiful cup. By the way, Orangina is not the easiest thing to find. I should have brought the bottle that I had to buy from Whole Foods. They helped me, and it tastes really good too. I should have got it.
It was a difficult thing to find. I live in Los Angeles and we lived in New York, so it's like,
Yeah, I told them she's in LA and I'm in, Seattle. So
yeah,
Orangina isn't as close.
it's not as close. But yeah, this is the Orangina. I did shake it a little before, but it's probably settled a little bit now, but it's still just as delicious. And it's just kind of a sparkling orange drink. I think it's Italian.
Yeah, that's basically what I got from Whole
This-
Foods.
Yeah, it's super good. So it's sweeter. Well, I guess it's got more sugar than your regular orange juice, but it's also got the fizz in the soda, so it's just kind of a little fun twist on that. and then the palm juice, but you can do any pomegranate juice. And also, I was telling Kathy earlier, I like just 1 ounce, but my husband really likes the 2 ounces, so that's how I have the recipe. But you can really play because it's really dark, and it's an intense flavor, so you can really just play with it and do what you want to do. But either way.
I like it with the one, but tonight I have it too, and it's nice and dark and holiday looking, real pretty red.
You got a little?
Oh, I like the lemon. Great idea. Or is that an orange? I can't tell.
It's an orange, and actually I just realized I left my stirrer over there, so look at this.
Just as good. Let's do a cheers.
Let's do a cheers to the holidays, to the Red Robin.
To the Red Robin. Cheers.
Gluten-free.
Yeah, oh yeah, GFree.
Look at my face. Orange right in.
And
Yummy.
happy. Yes, it's very yummy.
This is a great drink. It's just
easy.
And super easy. And you can just go to this, and you could just get orange juice if you wanted, if you can find it. If it's a difficult thing.
Yes.
Yes. Yay!
All right.
All right. Let's move on.
That's mine that I made not this morning, this afternoon. Yeah, that's my picture I did today. I know, isn't it good? I'm getting better at taking pictures. Okay.
It's so good. I just feel like it's refreshing and
it
fresh.
Is. I can't say enough about it. I've had a few.
I have chocolate all over me right now, just FYI. Don't mind me. Okay. So the other appetizer I wrote about, that's like just a crowd pleaser, and I take it wherever I go, is this goat cheese, ricotta, basil, lemon dip that is out of this world.
The best, I have to say. In fact, this is all that's left out of a big, huge bowl because I've been snacking for a day on this. The lemon is the thing that got me. So.
Yeah, that's kind of what you do at the end, is just do the lemon over it, so it's got this perfect mixture, and it makes it a little bit fresher than your typical cheese dish. But it's also it's so easy. There's your half a cup of ricotta. I mean, it's ridiculously easy. And then you add in, this is like an 8-ounce log of goat cheese. You can even half the order if you're just doing it for yourself, because you're like, hey, I think I deserve the most amazing cheese dip in the world tonight.
Oh, it's so good. Yes.
So all you do is just mix it really well together.
I had to use the soft goat cheese, so mine's a little bit runnier than yours, but it's still very tasty.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
Sounds delicious. And then you add, it's about 2 teaspoons of basil, which I've already chopped up, which makes it really lovely. And I don't know, Kathy, if you have this or not, but since I've lived in Southern California, anybody who plants basil, it grows into a tree in 5 minutes, and you have so much basil. I'm looking for basil recipes every day because I'm I've got a basil tree.
I would give anything for the basil tree right now because basil's kind of expensive up here too, but I love it. I have to have the fresh. The stuff in the bottle's not the same.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it lacks that strong flavor. It's kind of yeah. Okay, and then you just add a little bit of olive oil, 2 tablespoons. I'll find my stir that I use. Just 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Sometimes I add a little bit more olive oil just because I like it a little. I really like the flavor that it adds to it.
Yes, with the lemon too, it really brings out the flavor.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. It's just a really nice way to go. And then you add kind of salt and pepper to taste. I really enjoy both of those spices.
Yes. I've been having more and more, the salt dish, sprinkling it on even more because of that. Yeah, like you have there. I think it's much easier.
Yeah, it's really just do like a little bit of a pinch. I mean, I like a lot of salt. You don't have to have as much salt as I do, and I like pepper, but taste it, try it, see what you think, see how you're going to enjoy it. Super. And this is, how long did that just take me to do? 3 minutes or something?
Yeah, it's hardly at all. And that's another reason why I really like you, because you're just so stinking easy to follow.
And we're done. And you can serve it with whatever you like, but I also, my husband, who loves gluten, says that gluten-free bagel chips are better than normal like bagel chips. I don't know if he is just saying that to be nice, but I think they're really delicious. Like you can either make your own, buy your own gluten-free bagels and chop them up, or just buy them from Glutino again, who should be paying me money.
Really? I know, because I haven't tried those. I have it with the pretzels because of your other recipe. I just used them.
Yeah.
But, ooh, I'm having one.
Super good. I know, I just love these bagel chips. And I mean, you can have crackers, whatever. Shove your finger in there. I don't care. However you want
I've done the finger thing because I get tired of all the crackers.
Yeah, yeah, just go crazy. And then at the very end, the thing that makes this dish sing.
I have lemon all over me now.
Yeah, is the lemon zest on top. And I'll even, if I put this away and bring it back later, I'll redo a little bit of lemon zest.
That's a good idea.
Fresh. Yeah, get that really fresh lemony. Microplane needs a little sharpening, I think. Do you sharpen these? No, you can't sharpen it.
No, you can't. Ooh, I like that. Christmas present, the plane, please.
Yeah, I need to get a new one. It's getting a little dull. So yeah, just do it however you like. This is so good. I love that. I love this so much.
You're very good at demonstrating.
Oh, well, thank you. Here, I'm going to demonstrate me putting this right in my face.
Please.
Very good. So good.
That does look good. Look at how much it makes, too.
Makes a lot.
Yeah, compared to my little bowl that's half eaten now.
Yeah. I know, I always wonder, how do we have leftovers? But because it's so good, it's another thing that you eat and eat and eat and eat. This is yummy. And this is something else you can take to a party, too, as I've done before.
That's a good idea.
Because I always say, like, if you're going to a party and you're bringing gluten-free stuff, you better bring the good stuff.
The better bring stuff you're going to enjoy, too.
Yeah, and also to impress other people, because otherwise they're like, oh, gluten-free is horrible. Everybody was right. Gluten-free is the worst.
And I've heard that before, too.
Yeah. So, these are my favorite foods. And now we're going to do a very serious cocktail.
Okay, let's see this fun. What's it called again?
This is a cranberry margarita. And I just realized I forgot my ice. One second.
Okay. Show a picture of some of her scrumptious food, please. Now, this is what I'm talking about, how easy her recipes are. It's like a wow brownie that you buy on the shelf, and you put whipped cream, and I didn't finish. Whipped cream and then peppermint on it. So it's like done in 5 seconds. Okay, then the Blitzer. Beautiful.
That was ridiculous. That was one of those things that I am.
Okay, back to...
I'm back, yeah. That I thought, can I even say this? Because honestly, that's not even a recipe. But it was one of those things I thought, this is a great thing to do if you're like, I don't cook, I'm freaking out. What do I just... whipped cream, peppermint.
That's what I like. I'm not a baker. I don't bake. I wish I would, but everything doesn't turn out very good when I do.
Yeah, well, it's gluten-free is hard. It's really hard to get everything just right. It takes a lot of trial and error. Lots of error. Okay, so the cranberry margarita, which is also festive, obviously. It's a very new take on it. Is quite strong. Most margaritas are, so enjoy it. It's 1.5 ounces tequila, and actually I just found out that these bigger shot glasses are 1.5 ounces. The smaller one I used is 1 ounce, so also check that out unless you don't care.
No, I don't think we care.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, just pour it on in. So there's your tequila, and then you do the cranberry juice, which is about almost not that much. And then I do fresh squeezed lime juice. I think that kind of makes a difference when you're doing a margarita, no matter which flavor. And then this recipe called for like a ginger liqueur, but I found it had a really hard time finding it. But have you ever had that? Do you know what that is?
No, I do not.
I don't either. It sounds awesome, but
yes.
I it.
Well, what'd you use?
Well, I have a tiny bit of this ginger soda. It's like not a traditional ginger ale. It's that Q. It's a little bit fancier of a brand at Whole Foods, but I thought that was better than, like, I was going to zest some fresh ginger, but I thought that's kind of hard.
That's that would be too much.
So I tried this, and it seems to work really well. I'm just, let it sit for a minute, because otherwise you could have an explosion in your shaker. And just add a little bit, just for a little bit of a tiny bit of a flavor. If you can't find the liqueur, which I could not. And I was taking my daughter to the liquor store, and I was like, I'm sorry about this, but I'm just going to go on. And then just make sure my shaker's on tight, because I've had accidents with this before. And then after you put the ice in, you'll feel it get cold.
Oh, I wish I would have got that recipe. I didn't get a chance to go to the store for that.
Yeah, it's great. It's I will hold this up. I mean, the cover is so pretty. I don't know. I just think it's really a beautiful drink. You can garnish it with a lime. And here's another cheer. Ooh,
oh wait, cheers.
You have yours, all right?
Yes,
cheers.
I do. Cheers.
Oh. Yeah. Tequila on a Monday. Not usually what one does, but hey, here we are.
We have to have a new saying, because they've been doing meatless Mondays and things like that. You're gonna have to do like a booze Monday. Yeah, Tequila Tuesday.
That sounds so much better.
Yes,
Tequila. It's true. Yeah, I think the soda works, but I think the liqueur might be a little bit stronger. I'm wondering if it has a little bit more of a ginger kick. So, if you can find it, try it. But
yeah, let us know if anybody finds this, if they're watching the video, please.
I will, because it seems like a really good addition. I clean up my mess. So yeah, I mean, I think now you've got a party. You've got a party. You've got your tequila drink if you're going in that direction, and then you've got your Red Robin, which we all should
put them all out on your counter. Everything you made today.
I'm going to do that. Let's see. Tell me if everything's in frame properly. I need to move anything.
Put your the champagne a little closer.
Okay. Do this.
Yeah, there. Oh, voila! Very nice, April.
This is delicious.
And you did it all live.
I did it live. I mean, I did the peanut butter earlier because I thought, do you want to hear like my mixer going and going? Peanut butter? No, you don't want to hear that.
No.
But yeah, that's the longest part. This is the one that takes the most time, but it's very worth it and very simple.
And they are amazing recipes that are very simple, like she said, that I can do it, which makes a big deal. I mean, it's huge for me. And it's not a lot of ingredients. And the only thing I had problems with was the Orangina, but I found a substitute easily. I also want to say that I'm hoping April comes back many times on my show. Speaking of that, Valentine's Day, before Valentine's Day, I would like you to come back and do some more drinks.
Absolutely. And everybody needs a good Valentine's drink.
Good.
Everybody.
Now, before we go, I want this. When does your book come?
Very important.
Please tell us a little bit about Gluten is My Bitch right there.
Well, my book, Gluten is My Bitch, Rants, Recipes, and Ridiculousness for the Gluten-Free. It comes out May 7th, I believe, May 7th on Abrams, which is a real book company. I don't know why I said that.
No, because you could do a book anyway nowadays, too. So that's nice you said that.
I'm legit. And you can pre-order it on Amazon right now. You totally can. But it's a lot like my blog, except it goes much deeper, and it's a guide about, how you figure out what is happening to you and how I did. And it's a lot of what I did that was really horrible and wrong, and don't do what I did. Learn from me. And at the same time, just ways to kind of get through it and laugh and figure out where you can go to restaurants, where can you travel. What if you're vegan? What if you're paleo? Oh my God, what are you, it covers a lot of territory that I've personally been through, as well as things that pop up. Like I remember when the first time I met a vegan celiac, I was like, what, are you joking?
I know, and this paleo stuff, and yes, there's so many different things.
There's so many different things, and I explored all of them. I mean, I went to Paris, and I have a whole chapter on what.
Hello, it's only 2012. It's not like it was years ago. You did this in like a year.
It's true, but I messed up. I messed up in Paris. That's, what are you going to do? So it's fun. It's kind of a fun book, and hopefully I can help some people. And then I also have what I think is interesting. Well, I have a recipes chapter, obviously, of lots of recipes. My family they are Southern and Cajun, and so naturally, so many foods I could just no longer eat after being diagnosed. So my mother put together this family cookbook a long time ago, and I dove in and found old family recipes and reinvented them, and so there's a lot of good stuff like that in there as well.
We're showing pictures while you're talking of your family and you and the blog pictures. But I noticed something on Amazon page, which all of you should pre-order this book. And I heard April might be coming up to Seattle, which I would be thrilled with.
I'm definitely going to Seattle. I'm coming. I don't know when, but I am absolutely coming.
Okay, good. On your About the Author, it says that you're this writer, by the way, let's see, it says television appearances on NBC, CBS, and much bragged about role as an extra on Saturday Night Live. You want to tell us a little bit about that? And I have you on my show tonight, superstar.
I will add this to that. But as I mentioned to Kathy earlier, I brag about it all the time because I was an extra on Saturday Night Live. But what I don't say is I was cut out of the frame like this. So put out all my friends home watching, and then I get home and I don't have any phone calls, and then I realize everybody's avoiding me because they didn't see me and they feel bad for me. But I was there and it was awesome.
Who was there? I mean, what year was that?
I was trying to think because it was an episode that was spoofing, or the segment I was on was spoofing the Dr. Phil show.
Well, that was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and I was just trying to remember who everybody was because it was it's a blur now. It's probably been about 10 years. It's probably been about 10 years ago.
Will you be back? Because you'll be doing that book tour and... Right?
Like, let me on! I want to be an extra in the show this time.
So you can cut me out again.
That's right. I'll go home and cry. Yes.
All right. So, April, you've been so much fun. And like I said, I need you back in February for Valentine's Day if you're available. I'll talk to you about that.
I'd love to. I'll bring chocolate.
So tell us where we can find you.
I'm glutenismybitch.wordpress.com. And Twitter, I have a weird Twitter handle. It's ATOTHEPG.
Yeah, what's the heck with that? Why do you have that?
Everybody tells me I have to change it, but I signed up years ago when I was working as an editor for an online magazine, and Twitter was a thing, and I was like, I don't know what name to pick, and I picked a dumb name, but then I kept using it, and sorry.
Well,
it's not. But you can find me. Just search April Pivotaux, Pevetaux on Twitter, and you can find me.
You notice I didn't introduce April with her last name. I love her last name, but I didn't want to mess it up. So say it one more time, that last name.
Pivotaux.
Pivotaux.
It's Cajun, so it's weird French.
It's a wonderful, beautiful name, though. April, thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so that was a dream come true for me, just that I could do this live, mix drinks, have a fun conversation. So I wish everybody a happy holiday. And my next show won't be till January 7th because I'm going to take the holidays off for family. But the 7th, I'm going to have my personal trainer. We're going to get you guys ready for 2013. So hope you join me and have a happy holiday.